Hi QA folks, let's talk about what is shift left testing. I see this phrase comes up often in positions descriptions, so you should be able to explain what it is. You should know what it is. So shift left testing is an approach in which testing is performed as early as possible and as often as possible in the software development life cycle. This is why it's called shifting left, because you are kind of shifting it to the left in the process. In a standard waterfall process, the stages are requirements gathering, design and architecture, implementation, coding, and then verification, meaning testing, and then deployment and maintenance. So this verification phase or testing phase should be moved or shifted to the left. That's the idea behind it, and that is what you already actually do in your sprints iterations to achieve this. So first you test every feature as soon as it's ready, as opposed to test everything only after all features are ready. As soon as every feature is ready and deployed for your testing, you start and testing it, right? You're not waiting till the end of the sprint while all the features will be ready. So you should be already doing this. Second, embrace test automation. It can help you to speed up your regression cycles and testing overall. And perform regression testing basically every week to provide feedback faster. For example, schedule your auto test to run over a weekend and then analyze results on Mondays. If you don't have test automation in place, then just plan a couple of last days of each sprint for regression testing. But again, it goes down to the second point, embrace test automation. But it's not only about that, it's also about testing, proofreading and analyzing requirements of user stories in Jira, and documentation for completeness and non-ambiguity before it goes to developers for implementation. For example, ask additional questions during sprint planning or backlog grooming meetings to clarify requirements. If there is only some feature description, brief and short feature description in the user story, ask additional questions like to what roles in the system it should be available, what should be exactly error messages, stuff like that, and put everything into the user story. So it would be clear to developers, first of all, what to implement and how it should be implemented, because if clear understanding reduce amount of bugs that you will have. Now I have 4 more additional points for you, but this should be applied or implemented by developers themselves and agreed by developers. First of all, they should agree on the coding standards for the whole team, and everyone should follow them, meaning code style, code formatters, code reviews. It helps to review code quicker, but also guarantees a high quality of code, because then they can notice some bugs during code reviews. Second, the development team should agree on writing and executing unit tests for each feature they develop. They can run unit tests on their local machines before they're doing their commits, and also on CI/CD server it will be the process should be in place that all unit tests will be run automatically after each commit to your master branch. Third one, adopt test-driven development, TDD, or behavior-driven development, BDD, but the initial approach is called TDD. So basically, test-driven development requires developers to first write the test for the piece of code and only then write the code itself. The idea is to write the test, see them failed, write the code, run tests again, see tests are passed. It's a little bit time consuming. That's why a lot of teams do not have it in place. Developers do not like to follow this approach, but it's really beneficial to improve product quality. Again, it's up to them and to the team. If they want to do it or not, you cannot do it for them instead of them. And the last point, they can also use static code analysis tools. So basically it's a software installed again on CI/CD server or on a different server that runs and analyzes the code to identify some coding problems on the code level itself, such as issues with parameters type, incorrect usage of interfaces, some problems with code loop branches and stuff like that. Again, this one also not a lot of companies have it in place because it's kind of requires some additional resources from developers to support this. So yeah, this for up to developers to have it in place. If they don't want to do it, you can force them because that should be pure their responsibility. So that's it. I hope it helped you to understand what it is. And again, as I said, you are already should be doing part of these activities, but during interviews you should be able to explain what it is. I hope it gives you pretty much good idea about it. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.